woman has 3 men watching her every morning as she drinks raw eggs, and this man seized the opportunity to lick the runny egg with his tongue. This man's name is Roy. On the surface, he's the town idiot. He's bullied by kids every day. But in reality, he's a North Korean agent. Roy was ordered to stay undercover in this town and wait for orders from his superiors. But he waited for 2 years. Even in the face of his goddess of love, Roy did not reveal his identity as an agent. He was looking forward to the day when the mission came. He put on a suit and lost his stupidity to appear in front of the goddess. But it's not that time yet. He could only continue to work undercover as a fool in Smallville. Occasionally, Roy gets to play Superman, but the seemingly simple job of pretending to be a fool. But it's also very challenging. Every day before he left home, Roy would take out his toilet paper and stick it up his nose and dig until there are 2 white slurries under his nose. Roy can't go out without worrying, and the way he goes out is unusual. Roy wears a green sweatshirt all year round. Every day, he's bullied by naughty kids, but after spending a lot of time here, he had a girl of his own. This pretty girl was called Lisa. She was Roy's crush. He looked at her every day. It was a comfort to his lonely heart. But every time, her brother would give him a hard time. Everyone here treats Roy like a fool, except for the woman who owns this grocery store. She's the one who adopted Roy. So for the next 2 years, Roy lived here. His main day job was to look after the store for the lady. And this pretty girl who came here every day to buy cigarettes became the most concentrated moment of his day. Maybe because he was too focused. Every time she took cigarettes, she left without paying. Roy was about to give her the bill. A middle-aged man who delivers cigarettes came here. Don't underestimate this fat, greasy man. He's Roy's only contact here, and he's been undercover for 16 years. Every day Roy hoped he'd bring in a mission, but it doesn't work out that way. The fat man only came to him every day for a chat, and nothing else. But on this rainy night, there was an accident. For the sake of his stupid image to take hold, Roy does something ridiculous once a month, and this time, his crush just happened to see him. He was devastated. It was like taking a shit in public. Goodbye, my youth. The next day came. Lisa saw Roy again. She didn't even say hello. Maybe she remembered what happened last night. Lisa walked right past her in disgust. Then the boss's son came over. He watched Bruce Lee movies every day and aspired to be a great fighter like him. That's why he asked Roy to spar with him. Unbeknownst to him, this idiot is a top agent. Roy was just imagining things in his head. Just when the 2 of them were about to have a fight, the boss's wife suddenly interrupted them. Then they went to a rented yard to make a delivery. This old man is the landlord here, but he's very stingy. Even the pretty girls don't have hot water when they want to take a bath. He said a cold shower would help prevent colds. The pretty girl went straight to Roy. She picked up the landlord's raw eggs and drank them. This scene immediately made the men around the room could not take their eyes off it. At that moment, a noise in the room attracted the attention of all the people. The landlord explained that it was a new tenant, but Roy sensed something was wrong. He was exercising at night. A yellow-haired man suddenly came to the house. He slowly approached Roy, and then the 2 of them got into a fight. But the yellow-haired man suddenly laughed. It turned out that they were both from the same army. When he found out that the yellow-haired man also came to be an undercover agent, Roy was furious because he has been undercover for 2 years. He didn't need any help, but the yellow-haired man said he had his own mission, but he couldn't tell Roy. Then he jumped off the building and left. Time came the next day. Roy saw the yellow-haired man. He immediately ran downstairs. Then he got on his bike and sped off. He'd been here 2 years without a mission. This yellow-haired man had a mission right after he arrived. So Roy wanted to see what kind of mission did he have. Roy followed him all the way to a building. He was shocked by the scene in front of him. Turned out that the yellow-haired man's mission here was to participate in a singer talent show and disguise himself as a rock singer. Roy said it was better than pretending to be a fool. The yellow-haired man thought it would be the same, but he never imagined. Participating in The Voice is not an easy task. Not only do you have to pay a lot of money, you have to have a good voice. You have to know how to play a musical instrument. Then he angrily practiced his guitar. Hearing such a terrible sound, Roy immediately unplugged his guitar. Before he left, He made fun of the yellow-haired man. He told him to try to win the voice championship. That night, this naughty boy who always bullied Roy suddenly found him. His brother just went out for a pee and never came back. Roy thought it was a prank. He didn't want to talk to him, but the boy took out a sausage to tempt Roy. Then he followed the boy to find his brother. Roy found the place where his brother had peed. He took a little bit of the liquid from the floor and put it in his mouth. Based on the urine, Roy could also tell that the boy's brother must be nearby. When the boy imitated his movements, Roy took a leap and flew up the wall. As soon as the brother made a sound, Roy could immediately tell where he was. Sure enough, he started to yell, and then, with the sharpness and agility of a secret agent, he kept moving on the roof. In order not to reveal his identity, he took a piece of clothing with him. When he got there, he realized it was the neighbor, Mark, who took his brother away. He had a crush on the boy's single mother, so he tried to impress the boy's brother with a gift. That's when the neighbors who were looking for the boy found the place.
내 쏘고 싶네.